Whatever, it's good enough.
Nobody cares. Nobody watches these, right?
Okay, here we go.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to Talk Comics to Me.
This is issue number 362.
I mean, yeah, kind of. No,
Something like that.
Yeah, you know, it's like the 1,000th time we've done this.
Yeah.
Not really, though.
It is New Comic Book Day.
It is New Comic Book Day. We are here to talk about new books. We have like a medium week, medium to heavy week.
We have a few.
So yeah, I am Champenstein. It's Wendy getting her stuff.
Oh god, I was like, who just broke in? Who's playing with trash bags over there? Okay. I'm Heather. It's Wednesday, May 27th.
I don't know if we're gonna get through this. I really don't.
It might be kind of hard. I had coffee for the first time today in
It's been a lot, like
months.
It's been like 5 minutes. And...
Okay, we're going. Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. So I have Mercy. This is issue number 2. This is Mirka and Dolphos. I only got this book. Well, several reasons I got this book. I was not really interested in the story itself. I love the art is the main thing, but the story is actually getting really cool. So it's about a weird succubus demon who ends up in this town where a bunch of people had just died previously, and you get to kind of figure out her backstory as she's trying to fit in with the town and prevent them from figuring out who she really is. And that's just making it easy to understand. There's a lot of different layers to this, because all the people who died previously died in like a mining accident, but they don't really go into detail on like how exactly it had happened.
Okay.
But because of that, there's like a weird shadow over the town. There's like orphans. It's terrible. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, the art is fucking cool. This succubus is tight. I just really love how Mirka and Dolfo draws eyes, because they just look really cool. And the colors are really, really great in this book. This is Mercy. I would, however, recommend this for, when it was solicited, it was like for fans of Penny Dreadful and Crimson Peak. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. Like, if you do like those things, then you will for sure like this book.
Okay.
It's very Victorian, very gothic, and very ghosty.
I mean, I like those things. Do you think I'd like that book?
I think you might like aspects of it.
Okay.
Because it is like, the overall story is, it's all right. Like, it's not bad. Mm-hmm. But again, like, the art really captures the feel of that time period. Some of the characters I just don't really enjoy.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, but you know, like, all the different characters that are in this book are all tied in some way. Mm-hmm. And I think the mystery of the story is, like, how they all are tied together. Yeah.
All right.
So it's interesting, and I have been really enjoying it.
All right, so then I first up have this book. It's a graphic novel, if you will.
As you will.
Whatever you want. It's a book. It's called Bog Bodies. It's by, God, I'm going to fuck up. Here, you do it for me.
Declan Shalvey. Gavin Fullerton.
It's by those guys.
It's actually Declan. That's how you say it.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I'm not going to fuck up his name. I'll let Heather do it for me.
Because I fuck up everything.
No.
Declan Shalvey is his name.
Declan Shalvey. And Gavin Fullerton. This book was really, really great, actually. I loved it quite a bit. It's like Rebecca... Sorry, I'm not going to leave anybody out. Rebecca Nolte did the colors, and then Clayton Coles did the lettering. So,
there's Heather in there. What did Heather do?
Heather Antos did the editing.
Okay, cool.
And now everybody is named. You all get credit because you all did great.
May I see while you talk about it?
Yeah, for sure. So this is solicited as like a crime mystery thriller book. It's based in Ireland, and it has
even cooler.
And everybody, the whole cast is Irish, so it is very, 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 very Irish. I can't explain that better than that, because all of the like verbiage and the way everything is written is Irish. I had a problem in the very beginning of the book because I couldn't like catch an Irish accent in my head. I was like, what do Irish people sound like?
I'm constantly thinking in Irish accents.
I was like, what do Irish people sound like? So I was talking it out with Dave, and he helped me a little bit. So like as I got through the book, it helped a little bit to have that like idea in my head, and helped being able to read it in a more like cohesive way. So the idea is that the main character, Cillian, is
Killian.
I can't have this argument with you right now. I always say Killian. I'm not going to argue. If you were Irish, you just let me know.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
We'll just go about it that way.
Yes.
So the main character, whose name we won't even talk about right now, is part of a crime syndicate. And he has done something incorrect, and he is being taken out to the bogs to be murdered.
Like a Goodfellas type situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't know about Bog Bodies, there's bogs in Ireland that preserve bodies and like basically mummify them in very, 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 very good condition. And they found people who've been murdered and such out there, and this kind of like alludes to those sorts of things. It does have like a weird aspect of like almost ghost story-esqueness to it near the end. I really liked it. The colors were really dark, which I think really invoked like the feeling that was happening in there. The art was really like, I don't know how to describe it in a good way. It was a little rough, but also like put together well enough where you can see the characters and they have emotions and all of those feelings. And then the writing was really, really good. It just like kept me interested, and I wanted to know like what happened to this main character and the person he was with. So I don't know, it was really great. I loved it. Highly suggested. It is a quick little read, $12.99.
That's not bad at all.
No, not bad at all. Plus the cover is just so cool. I don't think it comes out in this light, but there's like there's like a head in the background. I didn't notice this when I first picked this book up, and I was like in different lighting, and I was like, oh, that's tight.
Yeah, because I was actually going to comment on that. That's one of the most popular bog bodies that was found with the noose around its neck and shit. I love bog bodies.
So yeah, it was definitely worth the read. Here, I'll just give it to you so you can borrow it.
Hell yeah.
Because yeah, you would definitely at least like.
Yeah, no, I mean I enjoyed it. What I was reading when I was flipping through it.
I just like I said, I like the verbiage. I really did enjoy it. I was actually really excited for this book, like low key excited, not just like, oh fuck yeah. But I was excited that it came back in the second week and that I was able to just like really enjoy it. That was a lot of ramble. Forgive me.
It's okay.
So next we both have this week we basically all have the same books.
Yeah.
A few non the same.
Mm-hmm.
So we will start with the most heavy of ones, I guess, maybe. Alienated. This is issue number 3, and if you remember correctly, this is about a trio of kids or teenagers who are all connected via telepathy.
Yeah, from an weird alien encounter that they had discovered in the woods. Can I tell you something really interesting that I found out about this book?
Mm-hmm.
So here, these are each of the chapters of the book, and each one of these is a word.
Okay.
So this one is betrayal.
Oh, I guess it's just right on the back. Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Because it kind of is like a precursor to what the like story is supposed to be about. So yeah, this chapter is about betrayal.
It's what I don't even remember what happened in issue 2. So it's kind of following each kid separately. The first issue kind of does a mishmash of all 3 of them and how they're connected, and then the second issue focused on this internet kid, right?
Yeah,
and
for the most part, it's Sam, and it's I know they're all named Sam, but it's with that girl who uses people's trauma, I guess, to get attention. Mm-hmm. It's how they deal with like her and her trying to get attention because of that kid that's missing.
Yeah. So this issue just deals with Sam and all of her past life not past life, but past self, and all of the things she's had to deal with while she decides, you know, that everybody can read each other's minds. She finds out she can kind of block them off from her mind, and as she's doing that, you're finding out about her background and why she feels the way she does. This issue was fucking heavy as hell.
Yeah, it was very hard to read, especially because Simon Spurrier is really good at making you feel what the characters are feeling and like how you're able to relate to them even if you've never dealt with that situation yourself. He just, I don't know, they do it in such a way that it's easy to put yourself in that position.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
understand their feelings.
I think especially as some, you know, like anyone who's been a teenager once in your life, you've dealt with some form of stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah. And, you know, everyone's first heartbreak, but it's quite different.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of heartbreak for Sam. It was hard.
Yeah, no, it was really hard. I finished that, and I think I read that maybe close to last. And, yeah, it was a good time, but a bad time.
Yeah. It was really well written, but very heavy on feelings.
Yeah, and
I didn't want that
No.
right away.
Once again, I do suggest this book to, like, basically anyone.
Yeah.
It's a good time. And I think it'd be really great for, like, young adults, too.
Oh, for sure.
So, get your teens. Get them this book.
Get your teens. Let your teens read this book about being a teenager.
Being a teenager with an alien friend. What's better than that?
Right. Something we can all relate to.
So were you talking about Farmhand next?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, the Farmhand.
This is issue 15. This kind of wraps up the first part of the story, it sounds like. So this book was supposed to come out a while ago, right? Mm-hmm. And now they're going to go on a bit of hiatus. So maybe they won't go on any more hiatus and we'll get the book like right when we need it. But this last issue was super explosive. You learned about Zeke, right? Main character.
Yeah, the dad.
Yeah, the dad. Zeke, you learn about his past and basically what brought them here. And yeah, the cover of this book is amazing.
Cover is incredible. Look at that. That's cool.
But you basically learn all of the twists and turns and secrets that have been within this family since the beginning, and basically how those secrets kind of got to where they're at now.
Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
Shit gets out of hand.
Yeah, and that is kind of like how I feel about it. But this, 100%, if you have a chance, the trades are out. The third trade will come out soon. And it's a decently quick read. The first story arc, I think, is a little bit, not like rough, but a little bit hard to like push through. But once you get past that first story arc, it really like gets its legs and like takes you places. It's a lot of fun. Not fun.
I mean, it is. The ride is enjoyable, but yeah, maybe
because like the tones of like family and secrets and stuff are definitely there. But it's a horror book as well. Like, you know,
very
really
sci-fi too.
It's got a lot of layers, and it's really great. Mm-hmm. You know, we love onions here.
I just love Shrek.
I just really like onions.
I actually do too. When I was little, I used to eat this weird concoction of onions, cucumbers, and vinegar. Just chop it all up, put it in a bowl, and just eat it.
Not like leave it in the fridge for a little bit and like it. No, okay.
No, just mix it all together and eat it. I wouldn't even like cook it. It'd just all be raw.
Yeah. I know like you can make like some weird cucumber type pickles that way. But so you just put up like it's like cereal, like cucumbers, onions, just top that with a little vinegar, get my spoon out.
Fork. Because I stab it. I'd use the spoon afterwards to like scoop the vinegar into my mouth.
Jesus.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to use the knife though, so my mom had to cut it, and she would always like make that face while she was like chopping it up, like, what are you doing? It was good. Okay, anyway. So I have Sera and the Royal Stars. This is issue number 7. this is one of those books, like I was telling Champ earlier, I always have to go back and try to remember what happened in the previous issue because I feel like so much time goes on between them. But it's not that. A normal amount of time goes on between them. It's just very dense. There's like a lot of stuff that's happening in it. So, in this, Sera, there's like 4 different storylines in this one, so I'm trying to remember all of them. Sarah's on a quest to find her mother, who apparently disappeared several years ago. In the last issue, she had gone back to her home kingdom, which her cousin has been taking over. Some of her family ends up dying in that issue, and then her sister ends up getting taken prisoner. So Sarah's feeling pretty helpless because she doesn't know that her sister is still alive, so she doesn't know if she should still continue on this quest because she's like, oh, my family's dead. But one of the royal stars convinces her.
That thing.
I forget that it's there. But yeah, so it just continues on with her quest that she's been going on. Meanwhile, 2 of the other royal stars who they had parted ways at some point, they run into the demon star, and they're trying to figure out how to stop the bad guys that have been like chasing them the entire time. Oddly, I still enjoy it, even though half the time I don't know what's going on. I don't know, when you find a book that like has really good art, it's easy to forget that you don't know
what's happening.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, because the art just kind of like keeps dragging you along.
Yeah, it takes you for the ride.
Yeah. It's beautiful. One day I'll know what happens. Probably the last issue when it all like ties up. I'll be like, oh, that's what's been going on the whole time.
I understand.
This all makes sense.
Okay, good.
So now us.
Hold on, I'm gonna just take off this stupid thing. It's driving me insane.
So next.
Next,
We both have Ain't Nothing But Trouble. This is King of Nowhere.
That's true. This is about Dennis.
We did discover his name.
We did look up Dennis's name right away so that we could be like, this book is about Dennis. And it is about him being in nowhere, which is kind of a weird dream-like town.
Right.
And he ends up in this town in the first issue and decides to stay here, and he is a cop now.
Or at least he does some sort of like investigating.
Yeah, definitely some form of investigating.
Yeah.
But his partner is this fish. His name is Jed.
We also discovered that. I was right about it for once.
So there is somebody after Dennis, which is kind of what him and Jed are also investigating, it seems like.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out like where in like another part of the town. Sorry, I just hit that.
Yeah.
The actual cop is trying to investigate this guy.
Yeah.
And why he's there.
So it's kind of just 2 different worlds, and you're seeing the worlds kind of, I don't know, not even come together, but kind of come together.
Right.
I don't know, it's really interesting. I'm curious.
Yeah, because they just kind of throw you into it.
Yeah, they really throw you into it without like much information, but I don't feel like it's like kind of like you're in the footsteps of this guy. Like you don't have that information, he doesn't have that information. We're just doing it.
We're literally just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy because when you first meet him, he's like super hungover.
Yeah, he's like just waking up.
Yeah. I do really enjoy like all the characters that are in this book, like the different kinds. Like I loved the tree.
Yeah, the tree was really great.
Absolutely loved Greg the tree. I think he was fantastic. And then the split personality, double-headed weirdo. I loved him. But yeah, it's very interesting characters.
And it's like just a weird book without, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but a lot of fun. The art is amazing. It's so good.
It kind of reminds me of, forgive me if I don't make this right connection because I've never actually watched these movies because they scare me. But it kind of, in my mind, reminds me of what I think, like, the Labyrinth and, like, the Dark Crystal is. Like, it's the humans in this, like, weird world where all of these, like, weird people exist.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
I don't know the plot of those movies at all. I just know that David Bowie's in one of them.
Yes, he is in the labyrinth.
I cannot abide.
That's fine. Okay.
Another one.
Okay. We both have Butcher of Paris. This is actually the last issue, so 5-issue series. Mm-hmm. We found that out today or yesterday. This issue is called Justice. They catch the serial killer, and this particular issue is all about his trial.
Mm-hmm. Which I actually loved how this was done because, I don't know, back in the day, they did like open trials and stuff where anyone could go to it, and they were madhouses. And I know in a lot of countries, especially back in like 40s, 50s, 60s and stuff, a lot of the times the criminals had to be put behind like glass to keep the victims' families and stuff from getting to them depending on what the crime was. Mm-hmm. But again, like anyone was allowed in there and they could do whatever they wanted, and it was less of a trial and more of like a spectacle, which I always thought that was really funny. And they captured that perfectly in here.
Yeah, and I think because within the first issue, she tells you kind of what you're in store for and lets you know like basically what's going to happen within this issue itself. And this issue does do a really great job of showing like what the media and people can do to trials and people that are on trial for very like heinous crimes, because he definitely had like this kind of like Ted Bundy-esque like swagger and like charm to him, so to speak.
He's so charming,
which is like so gross, but you know, whatever, people are fucking stupid. Mm-hmm. Sorry everybody. Just you guys aren't stupid. People who are enamored with very gross, terrible people.
Hi, breastophiliacs. I do enjoy like this panel a lot, especially because he looks like Ted Bundy in that picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, this everyone knows how the story ends, or I think they should. I mean, because it kind of explains it like at the beginning, but it's literally just this dude's trial.
Yeah, so overall, Butcher Paris was great, especially if you enjoy serial killers and kind of World War III. Oh, God damn.
We're living that champ.
World War II history, because I think this really taps into both of those things really easily.
Oh, yeah.
Butcher Paris.
There it is. Issue number 5. It's over.
All right, I'm going to kick back and you get going.
I'm going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. I'm just kidding. It's not. This is Black Widow. This is number 1. So this was a weird thing that happened. I mean, it is. So we got these today. This is issue number 1. This is the only cover we got because apparently this isn't supposed to come out until July. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It was solicited previously where it was supposed to come out like today or like next week or something like that. But then none of them came out except for this one. Issue number 1 is not supposed to come out until July. I researched the shit out of it trying to figure out like maybe something had happened. So I don't know why this one single variant was supposed to come out. But I was just like, fuck it, I'll just read it anyway. So I also don't know if this is supposed to tie into any of the other Black Widow series. Because
we know nothing here.
I know zero about Black Widow in general. I know she's an assassin. She did ballet at one point, and she has a sister. That's it.
Sounds right.
Right.
She has guns.
Yeah, she's real good with guns and booby shirts.
She'd be really great in The Mummy.
Ooh. Got me there. So anyway, so this starts with her doing her Black Widow assassin, like sneaking in kind of thing. And you find out that there was like a weird fight between her and Clint. He's supposed to be there to, help her with whatever mission she's on, but he leaves like once he knows that she's okay. So there's like a weird, I don't know, split between them.
Okay.
And Steve Rogers, I should just call him Captain America because he's in costume in this. So Captain America is there, and she explains, like, oh, we got into a fight, he's upset about something, and then she disappears. No one knows where she has been for like months. Like, people have been trying to look for her. And then she randomly just like reappears. And the only reason they see her reappear, she's like living a completely different life. She's like an architect.
Okay.
Just doing weird shit. Like, they don't explain anything, but the only reason they see her reappear is because she ends up on the news walking behind the news anchor, and Clint is like, holy fuck, there she is, like, we've been looking for her for months. So there's like some weird thing going on. Again, I don't know if this has something to do with a previous bad guy that was maybe in like a series before, like maybe he's trying to do something. I don't know if this is something new. I just read this because I thought the art was really cool, and I like the fact that the artist drew.
Heather, it's right there.
I keep forgetting. I like the fact that they acknowledged Clint's deafness. I like that. I like when, I don't know, people don't forget about it, because it was a huge part of his character to me. I know them. It's Steve.
We're best friends.
We're tight. But yeah, so I know that, you know, Clint is a part of it, Bucky is a part of it, and then I am going to continue reading this just because I do want to know, like, what had happened to her and why she is being so weird now. And I also I have a weird soft spot for Clint now ever since reading that Hawkeye Freefall, so I wonder how big of a part he has in this book. But yeah, so this technically doesn't come out until July, so we'll see what that's all about. Okay. And then this is something we both read. This is the Avengers issue number
Stevie.
33. Oh, my little Stevie. This is the first part of a story arc that is about Moon Knight.
Yes, it is. I actually also read this issue because it is about Moon Knight, and I do have a soft spot for Moon Knight, who's just a straight up man who's just lost his mind.
He's a moon man. Do you want to talk about this for a minute then?
I mean,
since I don't know anything about Moon Knight.
I don't know if I'll help you any. This is just like straight up like Moon Knight is seemingly possessed by his god and is just taking people's powers and shit to save the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's
he is literally taking on all of the Avengers. It kind of starts off with him fighting Iron Fist and stealing the power of the Iron Fist, and then going next to Doctor Strange and sucking him dry as well. And then
we have another mummy situation.
Yeah, we have another mummy situation here.
Like literally
literally a mummy situation here. That's what it's all about. But then yeah, he also like smashes Thor with a bunch of moons. It's pretty wild. He's trying to get Starbrand. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see why they think they're saving the world.
Yeah, that is going to be very interesting because it's one of those situations where it's like, we've discussed this several times before, where the bad guys always think that they're doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious to see if he is actually doing the right thing. Not that he's a bad guy, but you know what I mean.
No, I mean, that's, I feel like, kind of always the question of Moon Knight sometimes.
Is he the bad guy?
Is he the bad guy? Is he the good guy?
You'll find out next time on Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers.
Yeah, I did like it a lot.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that, like, a lot of the story arcs for the Avengers, like, especially the shorter ones, the actual arcs themselves are really good, rather than the Avengers storyline, if that makes sense. Like, because I know the Ghost Rider arc I really, really enjoyed, but then, like, the Avengers one that they had right after that, thanks, dude. I needed that, because I wasn't sure.
Moon Knight is a very stable genius.
Yes. The stable genius.
Might as well just vote him in next.
He's the leader now, right? But yeah, like any of the stories in between the arcs, not that I don't like them, I just feel like the full story arcs are more interesting than, I don't even want to call it filler, but that's almost what it is to me, because it's everything between like the big stories that are happening.
And I was talking to one of our coworkers today about it too, and the thing I like about it is you don't have to necessarily be reading Avengers to just like pick up that issue.
Oh, right.
Or like even with that Ghost Rider like story arc, you know,
I
just popped right in and it's just like, all right, see ya, and popped right out. It's just like Yeah, I do like that, that's kind of what comic books, like, in this sort of scenario should be rather than...
And I think that's another thing that I really like about these is, like, as long as you have a basic idea of, like, who's in this lineup of the Avengers and, like, kind of what was going on. Which most of the time you can figure out, like, within that first issue of that story arc. Like, it kind of goes into it. But as long as you know who the Avengers are, then you'll have no problem following it.
Yeah. That's solid.
I think it just makes it very approachable for people who just don't want to take on full lines of fucking comics.
Yeah, no, seriously. And especially, like, something like that where it's just, like, kind of endless.
Right. There's so much content that, I'm just going to pop in and read a little bit about when Moon Knight just kills the Avengers. All right, cool. 5 issues. We got it.
Yeah. All right. Are we doing this, or are you going to talk about that?
I can talk about this. I'm not very far into this, though. So I got this, that's backwards. I forget.
He said we were in the mirror universe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So this is the Lost Carnival. This is the story about Dick Grayson before his family died. Spoiler alert, I think. Does that happen in here? Just going to the end and reading it.
I mean, do you know if Dick Grayson's parents die?
Do they? Please, someone tell me. I don't know. But anyway, this is when, he's doing his carnival stuff with his parents, and I think it just is the summer of Dick Grayson is what it feels like. His little coming of age story. Again, I'm not very far into this because I keep flipping back and forth between the art, and I'm not actually reading the story when I should be. I just keep going, oh, that page is really cool. So I've read the first chapter of this all the way through. But yeah, he's kind of bored with the whole carnival thing. He wants to kind of go out and be a teenager and do what he wants to do, and he meets a girl.
Oh, the colors are really cool in that.
Yeah, no, I really, really enjoy the art because it jumps back and forth, and I'm trying to figure out the significance of the colors if there is one.
It seems like there might be.
Because this first chapter that I read is all blue, and then the next one starts blue, and then
transfers into like those lighters. Yeah, that's cool.
So I wonder, I guess I'll figure it out, why it changes the colors like that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I picked this up because our coworker Derek literally pointed at it and was like, oh, you'll love that. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll just read it. And he was right. So far, I really love it.
Well, way to go.
Yeah. I mean, he knows how to pick them, apparently.
All right, we ready for this?
Yes.
All right.
This is the last one we have together. This is Marauders.
So if you remember, and if you're reading Marauders, and if you're not very far, like what, issue 8, 7?
I thought 6 was when it happened.
Okay, 6. I don't know. Spoiler alert, regardless.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde is dead.
That was a huge spoiler. Kate.
Sorry, yes. Kate Pryde is dead. She has been dead for several issues now. She was double-crossed by Sebastian Shaw.
Sebastian Shaw.
I have the worst time trying to say that.
He sounds like molasses.
Sebastian Shaw.
I can't even, pretend to... Okay.
So, yes, double-crossed by Sebastian Shaw. He basically brought her underwater and drowned her.
Almost like deuces you did.
Yeah, and so now the Marauders are continuing trying to save people and bring them to Krakoa, and also figure out what happened, as well as you getting some insight into Kate and Kurt's relationship, and letters between the two of them. And you also get more of an insight into the fact that they can't bring Kate back to life.
And trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
Why they can't do it, and, why it's not working. I'm sure. I didn't mean to say that sarcastically. I meant I wouldn't be surprised because Kate is awesome.
Yeah, Kate is awesome.
Or are you talking about Sebastian Shaw?
Sebastian Shaw. Which one is your favorite? We must know.
Tell me.
But yeah, I think the thing about this, the new X-Line and Dawn of X and House and Powers is bringing the idea that kind of mutants are immortal. And like we were talking earlier, I really like the idea of this book and telling us that's not 100% necessarily the truth. Not that I don't think she's going to come back, because I 100% think she's going to come back, but I think it's interesting to see like what they're going to have to do to bring her back.
I just want to know if they're going to have to like make some sort of sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and like what is that going to be? And I'm excited to see Kurt as a little pirate.
Yeah, I am also excited to see Kurt as a pirate. I'm really sorry, Patrick.
We said spoilers, and I did this. Like, cover your ears. We didn't mean to spoil it for you.
Yeah, we didn't mean to spoil it for you. It's really great. You'll love it if you ever read it.
Right. But it is also one of those things where she's not going to stay dead.
Yeah. And I think with this particular book, they brought in the fact that, like, she was having problems getting into Krakoa in the first place. So this was kind of, like, that was alluding to them probably
like you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, killing her off. And she was also put in a high place of power within the mutant, like, hierarchy of Krakoa, which put her in a place of danger.
Always. Anyone who is put in that position is going to die.
I hope we did a great job of like rounding that out for you, Patrick. Even though you're saying whatever your night is ruined, we're still great. We still did this to you. We ruined your night. But yeah, Marauders is one of those books where like within the first story arc, I wasn't sure, the first few books, I wasn't sure like what I thought about it and if I was gonna like keep on with it. But the last like several issues have really sold me on the story overall. Right.
I agree. I think part of the reason why I had started it was because I like Kitty so much. And I'm surprised that not surprised actually, like, since reading this, but I still enjoy it just as much, like, without her and, like, trying to get her back.
Yeah.
Look, I came for Kitty and I stayed for Kitty being resurrected.
Yeah, I really like Bishop and Forge a lot in this particular book, too.
Yeah, Forge is great in this.
Yeah. And I think I like the idea of bringing those characters to the forefront a little bit and letting them have, like, a little bit of time to shine because they're really great.
And I have to tell you, one of my favorite things, which I continually forget about, you know, the beginning of the story when they have the list of characters and players in there, just Egg. I always forget. They have all these names, like Nightcrawler, Professor X, Emma Frost, Callisto, Egg.
I mean, it's better than Gold Balls.
I know, but it's just really funny to me. That's all.
That's all.
That's all we got.
That's literally all we have. So, you know, it's New Comic Book Day. Go buy new books if you can.
And support everyone that you love.
Support everyone you love, especially your local comic book stores. And wear a mask, wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
Try not to touch your face.
6 inches apart.
6, yeah, we're very close. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. We've already been too close.
Yeah.
It sounds like we are doing gross things to each other. Anyway, we love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. Patrick, we love you the most.
Thanks, Patrick.
We'll see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Bye.